Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom,
Hey,
shalom.
first and foremost, as always, we will start off giving all honor and glory and praise and worship to.
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
Hey, double honor to our apostle, it was a great millstone. We will teach one sound doctrine, stone Shalom, to the hopeful elect and the rest of the Lord's multitude of men, women, and children. That the Lord will have mercy on these last days. These perilous days are perilous meaning dangerous. All right, these dangerous days that we're currently living in. All right, that's about to approach us. Right, you got Jacob's trouble, you got different prophecies that's about to testify. All right, now in the media, okay, what Esau like to do is he like to control the narrative, if you will, and he like to demonize you, man. He do it in craftiness, man. Okay, and how one of the ways is how he's doing it is he like to use smoke and mirrors. Okay, look that term up. Okay, he like to use a lot of propagandists and a lot of influential people. Okay, in the world. All right, one of the main people. All right, that has an influence on all races and all nationalities in the world is this man Kanye West, man. Okay, and Kanye West already told us he already sold his soul, man. So he's already already was it puppet, if you will, man. So we look past that, but we see the bigger picture, man. They're using him and people like him, all right, like the Ice Cubes of our nation and so forth, man. All right, to demonize the true men of the Lord, man. Okay, because this whole you got it.
Just adding to what you're saying, it's like because it is him as an example, but a lot of these other artists as well. Real quick, Sarah, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one set his own soul to sell, because while he lived, he cast away his bones. And I was just gonna add to you, you said he already said he sold his soul, so you see, he sided with the devil. You see what I'm saying? You already, in a sense, made your bed. You already you already made your mind up, man. And then wanted to try to renege on it in a sense, after a while, seeing like, oh shit, this was a crappy deal. You wanted to renege on it, man. And I'm gonna give it back to you.
So that's why Yahawashi said about gaining the whole world and losing your soul.
That's what
Kanye West wanted the whole world, man. When he was back in his right with his semi-right mind, when he first came out, talking about gold digger and all that. Saying he was actually telling the truth. But once he told the story, he got with that Edomite bitch, Kim Kardashian. All right, and he lost his damn mind, man.
But who was that? Who just said that? That it was somebody posted something. It was a dude talking about basically oppression basically make Jake have to make these decisions in their life, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why because he said in that song for a Happy Meal, I forgot how I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he said so it was a crappy deal.
Yeah.
At least he came with choice.
Exactly. So he already knew the outcome, but Jake's circumstance still make it where, you know what I'm saying, they still they feel obligated to make a deal with the devil, man.
Yeah. But if I can say this, we oppressed.
Yep.
We didn't choose to do that, man. You see what I'm saying? So ultimately it boiled down to him not having fear of the outlaw.
That's it.
Go ahead. Like you said, we enter into dangerous time. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And that perilous time we enter into is persecution. Ultimately, he's going to take the prophets off of the street even before he comes forth. They had a thing called the FEMA list, the red and blue list, where they said 2 weeks before civil uproar, they come and grab those who are against the agenda at 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, they call it extremists. Right. You know what I'm saying people, and when you go into like the roundabout of that word extremist, it goes into people who are a threat, to the Constitution, a threat to the government. Okay, so then they put another word on it, which categorize you as a terrorist, man. Okay, anybody that's opposed to the agenda that's being pushed, the system that's being ordered, man.
They call that tyranny. Going against the control, established government.
Yep.
Or also the word treason. You can get charged for that. And we know Esau's gonna come at us with those RICO charges, like he's doing these entertainers. You know, he take down one rapper, he investigates the whole clique, and he judges them really off of one person said, man.
Yeah, that's why it's easy to it's going to be easy to demonize it, because it doesn't matter if you're IUIC or HOI. They're going to look at it as one whole, man. All right.
Yeah, so like I think the word go back to categorial. Categorize. You about to say that up? That was in the spirit. Hey, you can bring it up if you got more intel on it. You know, I'll just think I know the word.
Broke, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm about to say I know the word. I got.
Yeah, but
you know where it's at?
it's in Revelation chapter 12 and 10. The accuser.
Let me see if I can get it real quick.
Go to the word accuser.
The accuser of our brethren is cast down. That one. Let me get it real quick. This Revelation chapter 9 and sorry. Oh man, yeah. 9 goes to destruction. Is it 12 and 9?
12 and 10. 10, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna start at 9. Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. You see? And I think of Isaiah 14. If I'm mistaken, they talk about Lucifer being cast out. Yeah, out of heaven, he beheld his throne as lightning, fall as lightning, man. Because this man is losing a lot of power. In a quick time. Why? Because the truth is being revealed. You see what I'm saying? But this dude, Kanye said, it has some truth to it. You see what I'm saying about who the Israelites are, man? You know what I'm saying? It has some truth to it. You see this up?
Like he tried to deflect from him, Amalek, small hats on every aspect of society. The media,
second ingredient.
Everything,
second
man.
one.
And then once you reveal that information, it's called anti-SP.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like you said, bro, like it's not like you can't find the information. It's not like it's not true. So I'm saying that's how you know, like the one chick said, she had like talking about boys talking about they ain't got no power to send Buddhists and Egyptologists and Muslims. So the moment you say you're a Jew,
Child of the Most High.
Child of the Most High, it's a problem.
Yeah, J-double-O.
J-double-O.
This Revelation 12 and 9 again, and that great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil.
Right. That's how he being cast out by the truth coming out. That's how he established, that's how he set himself on high, be alive, and falsehood. So by the truth coming out, he's being cast out or cast to the earth.
What does devil mean?
Right, deceiver. Diablos.
Yep. Deceiver.
What does it say? One that plays a part in the devil. Lord.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the word Satan for that. If I'm mistaken, like adversary. It says in Satan, right, which deceiveth the whole world.
Right. So this goes back to the garden, man. Okay, this is the same spirit that the Lord has used or using to push in a certain vibration on the left-hand side into the earth. He's the vessel for the spiritual demon Satan, man. Okay, just like you got a vessel to push the righteous vibration, all right, or the Most High, you have a vessel to push the things contrary to that, which is wickedness, man. All right?
Right. It says, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Yep. So because it's about to come a time where he's going to change angels, his military, or these fighter jets, and his men. The Lord is going to cast them out of the air, man. All right, it's going to come a time between the 2nd Ezra 13 and many other scriptures that they're going to try to fight the Lord, man. Okay, because that's how much pride the Lord has put in them. He's going to actually intensify that pride during that time, because he said they was afraid, but durst fight, man. Okay, because they think they can overcome the Lord's invasion, man, the Lord's judgment, man. That's why they created something called underground bunkers, okay, and different things, because they think they can escape the Lord's judgment, man. Space Force and shit, going to Mars and trying to,
Well, like the scripture said, the Lord have set a bound, he cannot pass.
That's it.
So I'm gonna get the next verse, Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation, right? Because we're getting ready to come into that time, and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. In which I'm going to this word in the Greek, the word accuser. All right, in the Greek. Categarreo. All right, categarreo. To accuse before a judge, to make an accusation. All right, it's an extrajudicial accusation. Well, essentially, that's what they're gonna try to do. You see, the root word that is categorized. They're gonna try to lump you all into one. You see what I'm saying? You know, and so this is what this devil does, man. Yeah, he does that with the people. You know, he does that with nations. You know, he does that with like so-called blacks. Oh, y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know, he try to categorize every damn thing, man.
With a broad brush.
Yeah. A broad stroke, so to speak. Yeah, a broad brush.
Like the point you were making earlier, I was shocked about the different camps. That's why the scripture say that to bring God blame to the ministry. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have people like camps like Shikari holding AK-47 with bulletproof vests. You know what I'm saying? Now they make that image to all the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but to talk about that I walk weapon of warfare not carnal.
Well, what came to mind as you just said that, and you mentioned extremism, VIE, that whole acronym, Black Identity Extremism, and trying to categorize it as that, when in reality, we just men holding Bibles, you know, coming out the scriptures, letting you know what's about to befall you as far as your judgment is concerned, man.
Even Shikari, they had shirts saying that YAHAWASHI is a Black Identity Extremist. All right, so
I'm not having a point, bro, because I ain't seen that, but that's crazy because it makes sense though, because you have one for first and foremost, you have the spirits regenerated, and then two, you have infiltrators, man. Right? You have Esau setting up Jake, all right, with purses and they give him bags and shit. Okay, just like Judas, right? So because we are many Yahawashis, we're coming in the stead of Yahawashai. We're a representation, his name, we own this image of Yahawah Yahawashai. So you also have to have spirits, Judas Iscariot spirits, man. Okay, so you're gonna have to have people that come in that spirit, man. And what that spirit do is they get persons and they infiltrate. Okay, they infiltrate the so-called movement, if you will, man. Okay, and they get intel and information and they take it back to the one that sent them, man. Okay, and they get the ins and outs, the details. And y'all look up Denmark BC. That's what happened with him, man. Because Denmark BC, Jake that got he got you know, swept up from the Barbados. I mean, it's like from the slave master's name was BC, the captain, right? Long story short, he picked him up, raised him, and he showed him how to capture other slaves, man. So this Jake was working for Esau and putting other Jakes on in slavery, man. But then he got fed up, right? Then he got fed up, and then when he got fed up, he they had sent Denmark. He named Denmark. They sent that. He said they sent Denmark into the church to try to gather information on the Jake church, because you had a Jake church and you had a Edomite church. And then, long story short, he was going in and get information, but he didn't get information because he was fed up. He was trying to he told them that they sent him to get information, and they tried to overtake the Edomites. But then he didn't know that it was another informant inside the same church to watch him, man. So that's what you got in these camps. You got not just one informant, but you got informants over them that sent there to watch them to make sure that they actually doing what they had sent there to do. But he didn't do that. And what happened to him, man? That nigga got exposed by the other informant, by the other chick, and they hung him and shot him while he was hanging, man. You see, but it all happened because you had, you know what I'm saying, another informant, or just the whole concept of an informant, man. One who comes in and gathers information about the details of a brother's or system that we accumulated, that we came up with through the spirit of fire, YAHAWASHI, and you didn't take it back to him, man. Go ahead,
I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Departed, where Leonardo DiCaprio. It's the same situation. The guy did not be able. He failed the police quick test to get in, so they hired him on the side as an underling. But you also had a mobster that infiltrated the police system, and he got in there and they clashed and they found out. And like what he said, it was both exposed. That's how Esau runs everything, man. Yeah. What is it? The CIA? CIA Bin Laden was fucking.
Man. We know your secrets, man. Because we see, that's the thing, man. See, through the unicorn, the Lord has allowed us to pursuant to Psalms 19. The Lord has allowed us, all right, to read the other scriptures, to expose you, to lift up your skirt, man. A woman don't like her skirt unless she a hoe, which you are a hoe. But even a hoe somewhat have some type of, you know what I'm saying, of a wind blow. You know what I'm saying? She might put her skirt down or whatever. Man. You lift up your skirt, man. We exposing all the spots and stains on your panties, man. All right.
This quick recap to back up the brother right here. This is Luke 20 and verse 19. It says that the chief priests and the scribes, the same hour restricted, sought to lay hands on him. Talking about YAHWASHI. It says, and they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. And they watched him and sent forth spies, which should feign themselves just men, that they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor. Yeah, kind of. Yep. Okay. But yeah, that's what the brother said. You know that there are spies. You go ahead. There's spies that are being sent that infiltrate movements. Okay, but you're not going to be able to overcome this movement, man. Okay, you were able to overcome the Black Panther movement. You know, with Huey Newton, you know what I'm saying, and all them, Fred Hampton, and all that.
See, like this not a movement though.
Yeah, kind of.
This because this prophecy. A movement is something that was just, you know, me, you in the basement. We came up with
movements are stumbling blocks.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we like, all right, we gonna do this or that. No, we didn't. Brothers didn't know each other before this. We didn't come up with, all right, we're gonna know the Lord, the Spirit, brought the spirits back together, and he, through the sake of prophecy, and he's pushing forth his agenda, man. If you will, man. All right.
But Esau, you're a fucking hypocrite, man. You even got spies. You got spies and intel inside these government, these plants, like what is it? The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, who was pushing that World Economic Forum agenda, where he wants to starve out everybody in time. You take the time, you take knowledge. That shit being revealed, man. You gonna pay for all of that shit through your hypocritical ways, man. The Lord say he will visit a hypocritical nation, man.
This is the word spy in Luke 20. It says to lie, to secretly lie in wait. It says one who is bribed by others to entrap a man by crafty words.
Yeah. That verse. That's the definition fit the Jakes, all right, who take the purse, all right, because they're what it say? It said they are bribed. You know what I'm saying? They're bribed, all right, and then go ahead, bro.
This is from the Oxford Dictionary. Spy. It says a person who secretly collects and reports information on the activities, movements, and plans of an enemy or competitor.
Yeah, so you got informants, man. That's the point, man. All right, you got Esau, because he understands that he knows that he's gonna lose, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just prideful to think he can overtake the Lord, man. All right, because you know what I'm saying. Hey, real quick, bring that out. All right?
This is for the Psalm chapter 144 and verse 8. It says, "Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood."
Yeah, and that's vanity. You know what I'm saying? They think you can overtake the Lord, think you can do away with his people and so forth, man. Think you can set yourself up as God, man. All right, these are things spoken of vanity, man. Okay? To think that you can actually, what it's saying, his right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Right? Because your right hand symbolizes a form of power, man. All right, order. Okay, but his right hand is actually falsehood. He has no order. Okay, he's chaotic. He's destructive. Okay, he's opposite of balance. Okay, that's it, man. That's it. Somebody had that revelation. You still have that revelation?
My bad. Yeah. This revelation, all right, back in verse chapter 12, verse 11. It says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony." Okay, so how I want to word it. We overcoming who? All right, Satan, who we was just reading about a couple verses up, man. We overcame him. Who's the physical counterpart of spiritual demon Satan? Esau, Edom. You know, we overcoming him, his power system, his ideologies, his philosophies, all through the word. Okay, it says by the word and their testimony, because that's what we're doing out here, man. You know, we're giving our testimony, so to speak, man. You know, root word testes. You see what I'm saying? In order to give that, you got, you know, this is for men. You know, that's what I'm alluding to. It says, "And they love not their lives unto the death." Okay? So, yeah, man, we don't love our lives here, man. You know, you constantly afflicted, oppressed. You see what I'm saying? You know, we don't really love our life here, man. You know, we just getting by through the graces of YAHAWASHI. You know, our daily bread. You know, he give us what we need. Not necessarily everything we want, but what we need, man. You know what I'm saying?
We are Hebrew Israelites. Going to it, it means to pass through. We're passing through this realm, pass through the Red Sea. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. We pass through, because why? If you pass through something, you get purified, you get cleansed. We're all about being perfect and perfected and here. That's what our nature holds, man. You got it out.
It says, verse 12, Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. It says, woe, meaning death and destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yeah, he know he got a short time. Hey, Papa Bashar, can you jump down to 17?
Okay.
That's why you got these celebrities coming out talking about Israel.
Right.
Because eventually, what you think? What do you think they're gonna turn their attention to? They're gonna turn their attention to the Hebrew Israelites. They talk about Israel, this, real Jew, this, you know what I'm saying? Hebrews and Negroes, all this different little shit. But eventually, they're gonna turn their attention to the Hebrew Israelites. This is the root of the problem. The Hebrew Israelites. This is where they coming up with this lie. This is where they coming up with this falsehood that they speaking about with the this internet. You know. Yeah. So the attention gonna turn to us. That's him coming down with great wrath, because he got a short time. That's why he got, like I say, he got these celebrity niggas coming out saying this shit now.
Right.
Yeah, somebody lining up Matthew 24:9.
That's how you know the chip coming. All everything is coming down the pipe. We talking about not taking it to serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So he gotta make the narrative. He gotta start pushing out propaganda against us now.
So yeah, I had made mention of that earlier in a lesson I did. Because Kanye, I had mentioned that he got an influence over a wide range of nationalities. Right. Okay, and since he got such an influence, him coming out with, you know what I'm saying, them using him for this, bro. That's how you know we that much closer, because one, he reached billionaire status. Okay, you're not gonna be able to be a billionaire in society unless you go through that door. Two, you know what I'm saying? By him saying what he said, you have it reached the four corners of the earth just by him being used the way he was, bro. So now it's that much more easier to point the fingers. Okay, well, where is he getting this information from? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, like the brother was saying, boom, now they can come down upon us, man. Now they got a bigger finger to point, because they was using a little Molly Pop dudes, like saying something to blow up this and do that. Man, them niggas, don't nobody know who they was, but Kanye and these Nick Cannons and these different people, man, they got a bigger influence on the people's minds. Man.
Scriptures say in 2 Corinthians 13:8 that you can do nothing against the truth. Exactly. So at the end of the day, him coming out exposing nothing but the truth, saying we the Jews, we fit the criteria of scriptures, especially as far as the persons are concerned. You know, that's the truth. Yeah, man. You know, at the end of the day, this truth is flourishing, man. You know, you can't stop it. It's like a freight train, like a juggernaut, so to speak.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Right now, the majority of people, they don't even know that what he's saying goes back to what we teach.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people continue to walk past us, but eventually they're gonna have to turn their attention to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then that's when it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna realize what we were saying out here.
That's right. 24. Now I'm gonna read this first, but I'm gonna let you get that too. It's Revelation 12:17. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, which, you know, the dragon is really a representation of the pagan Roman Empire, you know, modern day America now. Okay, because this was really speaking about time past. You know, people fleeing, I believe, to the interiors of Africa and whatnot. You know, fleeing from Roman persecution. All right, it says what? And the dragon was wroth with the woman. The woman represents Israel. It says it went to make war with the remnant of her seed, but it's metaphorically speaking about the times we're coming into as well. Because, like the scripture says, no new thing under the sun. They did it in time past. What make you think they're not gonna do it again? Prophecy said. We read it, right?
But that dragon was an Edomite, man. It's
Yeah.
the same people, man.
Yeah. It's
Quoted, it said that the Lord requires that which is past. You know what I'm saying? So it's a requirement that we got to go through the thing again.
Ecclesiastes 1:9, Ecclesiastes 3:15. But it says, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahawashi HaMashiach. And I think of, as I'm reading that, I think of the precept in 2 Nephi 16, 2 Nephi 16 and 70. talking about pretty much how they're gonna be at madmen sparing numbers, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Most High. And well, that's the time period that we're coming into, man. The time of persecution. You know.
I got because what you just said.
This is Revelation 19 and verse 10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I'm thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi.
Yeah. Well, the John the Revelator. Yeah, seen the angel by mistake. He bowed down because the angel, their presence is so mighty. The scriptures refer to them as mighty men. You know what I'm saying? The mighty ones, because angels there, they're mighty, man. You know, so when they came on the scene, you'll be afraid, man. Fearful, falling to the earth. But he said, "See thou do it not." Right? I'm thy fellow, thy brother. Bring it back, Brother Shah.
Revelation 19 and verse 10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him.
Testimony. Yeah.
And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy.
So that's what we worship. That's what we bow down to. Yahweh, Yahawashi.
No, I was gonna say because the brother read Revelation 12 and 17. Because that time is about to happen again. Because he also quoted 2 Ezra 16 about the men that fear the Lord. The men that fear the Lord are the ones that uphold to the prophecies, that understand the times and understand how to measure the times that we're in, man. So Esau is about to come down with great wrath because the ones that is causing his his short reign, if you will, is the ones that is holding to the spirit of prophecy, man. The testimony of our Lord, man.
That's right. I went into the word testimony. Woo. All right, here it is in the Greek.
G3141. Martoria.
Martoria, which the root word is martyr, right? It says testifying the office committed to the prophets, right? Because that's what we're doing. We standing against our lives. Right? It says the office committed to the prophets of testifying concerning future events. That's what a prophet does. We testify concerning future events according to the scriptures, man. It says what one testifies a testimony, i.e. a judge. And then it says at the bottom a witness, right?
I'm about to say that. I'm about to say that.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. So that's what we're doing, man. We're witnesses of our Lord Yahawashi, which some of us may be martyrs, it's showing our faith into, to death, but nonetheless, a good lump sum of us is going to be delivered, man. Okay. And I did want to get that second number 16. If the brother was finished reading that, I want the brother to get that back to you real quick. And then you can have it right back. Matthew 24, the brother get contact.
I just want to add a quick point. The same thing, like you said, the Most High, there's no new thing under the sun. The same thing happened in Rome when Claudius expelled the Jews. What was happening? He was uproaring over his truth in some of the camps out there, revealing the truth about this devil. It's the same thing all over again, right?
Right.
St. Matthew 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Yeah, because my bad for cutting you off, Mark. I was just in agreement. Go ahead.
Okay, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Right, we coming into them times. I think of when you read that, St. John 16 and 2. The time coming, they think that they do the Most High service, man. They're going to try to kill you, cast you out and whatnot, and they thinking that they doing the Most High service. But in reality, they coming up against the Most High servants, man. You see what I'm saying? They're doing a disservice, if you will.
Because like I said in John 1, he said, I'm not the light, but we came to bear witness of that light.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we brought out testimony and prophecy, martyr. We are bearing witness of Yahawashi, man.
Right.
So that his word is actually true, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they gonna make it, they gonna twist it and make it like we're the devils and we're against the scriptures, and they are for the scriptures, like these pastors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So forth.
Well, like the brother just read, they're gonna cast you out. So like that part about the name, cast out your name is evil or whatnot. So like you got it.
Matthew 24,
You will be hated of all men. That's what it is.
right. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Yeah, for his name's sake, man. So we're gonna be hated of all nations, of all people. And that's what it is, man. This is the condition of the battle. You know what I'm saying? Man born from rich shall fight. This is a fight. It's a struggle. Apostle Ricardo did a lesson on that. It's a fight, man. But it's a spiritual battle. see what I'm saying? It's what is that, Ephesians? If I'm mistaken, 6. Is that Ephesians 6? You know, if you want to, 6 and 12. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. If it's not Ephesians, Galatians. But nonetheless, yeah, man, it's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual war. You know, you got a lot of spiritual wickedness that we battling against, man. And like the brother was going into with his media, that's exactly what they're gonna use to try to demonize, just like they did him. They're gonna try to use the same thing to try to demonize us, paint us in a bad light. You know, and a lot of us, our faith is gonna be tested with that, because like the scripture talk about with the seed, the parable of the sower in Matthew 13. You know, talk about it, affliction cometh and by and by he is offended. You know, some individuals may be offended and they may not. You know, so the Lord is always sifting, man. You know, to sift out who is fit for him and who isn't, man. What is that? A vessel unto honor and a vessel that's unto dishonor. You know. Okay. So y'all got it. Y'all got to bring the precepts out.
This is the Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
Yeah, so we're not out here brawling, you know, clashing. We ain't out here getting into it with people, man. You know what I'm saying? But we still, this is a war. This is a battlefield, man. You see what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of spiritual wickedness that our people, you know, hey, the scriptures call them strongholds. And I'm not saying our people gravitate towards, but the scriptures call them strongholds, man. You know, one of the main ones our people were dealing with Egypt. You know, our people, they still attached to that Egypt college. You know what I'm saying? Want to be a part of killing, all that other madness, man. Right? This is one of many. What else? Dealing with these holidays and dealing with Christianity and all this other shit, man. Muslim, yeah, being a Muslim. You know, people, they gravitate towards these different, and we turn them down. Hey, also line that up, man. I know what I'm talking about. 2 Corinthians 10:4. Yeah, mighty through the heavy battle to the pulling down the strongholds.
Yeah,
you can. Yeah, bring it back.
This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
You ever heard of a shadow government? You see what I'm saying? Against rulers of the darkness of this world. You know, the brother of mine, I'm thinking of him, sometimes we want into it, how they get into white magic. You know, I'm trying to think of different shit that they get into. You know, as far as like wickedness in high places, but yeah, man, you know, they go outside of sacrifices, and rituals, and things of that nature, man. See what I'm saying? You know, they sacrifice kids. That's what this Sam Haynes shit. This what is it? Tomorrow, 2 days, you know, October 31st. You know what I'm saying? That shit go back to sacrificing your kid, making them dress up as these fucking demons and shit, putting on skeletons and. You know, just wickedness, man. Spirit, yeah, spirit cooking is another good point. Con, you know, spirit cooking and shit, man. That too. So it go deep, man. The rabbit hole go deep, man. You know what I'm saying? The rabbit hole go deep, and we through the spirit of power, y'all shot exposing it, man. So it's a warfare. It's a warfare. It's a warfare, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, John.
It says against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places, because, like you mentioned, you ain't gonna become a billionaire unless you done did some shit, man. You know, you done got in cahoots with, you done got in bed with some of these devils, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, they ain't gonna give you such a platform like he had. Off topic, but on topic, and then I'm gonna get back into these scriptures. But, you know, dealing with this whole situation with his mom, from understanding that he possibly even sacrificed his own mom, Donda or whatever. You see what I'm saying? That's spiritual wickedness in high places.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you have mentioned that, brother had mentioned that it's a war, but it's not a physical. It's a war on information, man. It's a spiritual.
That's the spirit you say that, actually, because I remember when Trump was in office, he used to always say fake news. You know what I'm saying? Fake news, and they were trying to say that what we're saying is fake, but everything that we're saying, we can back it up with the scriptures.
Exactly.
And it's the truth, man. You know, this man rap sheet. See, you're the last person that should be speaking about any wickedness that somebody is doing, man. Anti this and anti. We can't be anti what we are. Exactly. You know, Shemites. Okay? But you're the last person with your rap sheet as deep as it goes that should be pointing a finger at anybody as far as blame is concerned, man.
Bro, they don't even call themselves Hebrews. They don't even call themselves Hebrews, which they are a Hebrew,
but they don't even use that term.
Right.
So I'm saying, so when we say we are Hebrews, okay, they put the whole thing as a divinization because they know that version and that sound come with a vibration, bro. See, that's why they call themselves Israelis and different small hats.
Well, I'm gonna say that they do. In some instances. No, well, I'm not necessarily saying just like in certain places they do put that name. The name that they steer clear from is that Greek word Idumea. You know, they steer clear from Edom. You know, they don't want to shine light on that part. You know what I'm saying?
They just call themselves Jews.
Yeah.
But they got something called the Jewish Encyclopedia that reveals that.
That's why I'm saying. Okay.
The Jewish Encyclopedia reveals that Edom is modern Jewry, man.
Right.
You know, so this man's tongue is falling upon himself.
Exactly. Because what happens when you go and do some research on what tribe is this, this Jew is from, what tribe that Jew is from? You ain't gonna find shit. And if you do, it's a whole bunch of different breakdowns from a bunch of different Edomite scholars who don't know shit. You know?
Plus, I said he went to those theologian cemeteries, man. Not seminars, whatever seminaries. He call them cemeteries because it's really the doctrine of the dead, man. You know, it really is, man. So go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. I'm gonna start at 3. For though we walk in the flesh,
Right? That's perfect, man. Through the spirit, you started at 3. Go ahead.
for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Right. We're not trying to get up in arms. Our message ain't telling our people to go get weapons and we got to take over the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, go sell your garment. Because you got some guys out here like that, man. There these different camps that's out here telling people to. That's not our message. That's not the message of YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI. You know, real quick, don't I'm going to bring it back. In Romans 12 and 29. And also, go ahead. You say something?
No,
Yeah, you have to start it over. But I was going to quote the Lord 12 and 29. It's 19, 12 and 19. Quoting the scripture of our Lord, he said, if this was my kingdom, my service was right. So, yeah, this ain't, the YAHWASHI's kingdom. Right now, I mean, he's been given dominion over it, but until the Heavenly Father set up his kingdom, which is to come, right now, Esau's ruling. That's that spiritual wickedness in high places.
But the Lord told us, I said, you missed the sheets.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. That's right, man. That's right. Huh?
The scriptures tell you, who was Cain's son, somebody to take vengeance on him, his son, he returned 77 for such
Was that Cain? It might have been Cain. I thought that was Cain himself. Yeah, he got marked with leprosy, and he said that unless anybody should find me, they want to slay me, man. Yeah. And he still got that mark of leprosy. Okay, to this day.
Yeah, see, because what the Lord did, he kind of put a hedge around Esau for the sake of prophecy. Man. That's why in that verse, the brother Paul, he said, basically, if somebody came against you, the Lord would deal with it. Because Esau, that's just like when the Lord gave a charge, who was that? He gave a charge to kill Amalek. Saul, right, he didn't do it, but it still was for the sake of prophecy. Saul was supposed to have the spirit taken from all that. Everything that has happened was according to the Lord's will, man. You know what I'm saying? Jacob, somebody will read it like, well, man, this would have happened. No, man, it happened exactly how it was supposed to happen. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So now what the Lord is doing, he's taking that so-called hedge off the Esau, because it tells you that it's Ecclesiastes that just because judgment is not executed speedily, it's in the hearts of sons and you know what I'm saying? Evil. And they said also tell you in Psalm they thought that I was all together as one as thyself. So see, because the Lord and but he lets you build your iniquity up. That's what that hedge was for. Continue to forge your wickedness.
But that's in the Maccabees that talk about that. If y'all know where it's at, it's in I ain't brought it up ever. It's in the book of Maccabees. They talk about so diligently with us, lest they come to the fullness of their iniquity. That's what it says. Real quick, let me get that, and then get that real quick. Not yet. Let me see. 2 Maccabees 6 and 14. For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, right? The other nations outside of this on this side, dealing with the heathens, right? says, for not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins. So dealeth he with us. You know, so the Lord right now, he's gonna judge Israel first, you know, but he's patiently forbearing to punish the nations. They gotta come to the fullness, you know, of their sins, man. Now, Father Kashad, bring that Romans out, and then you can go back to that.
This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 19. It says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath.
And that's in the New Testament. You know, the Lord said that. So that's not our message, man. We ain't telling our people to try to take matters in their own hands. Sacrificing their kids to the fucking devil. It's a prime example. You know. Go ahead, John.
Start off with the first.
Yeah, you can.
This is Romans chapter 12 verse 18. It says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
That's it.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
That's it. So, vengeance of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. You know, he gonna stay. You know, not for us to try to take matters in our own hands. No, the only thing we've been commanded to do is come out here and prophesy. Hell, you can't even save yourself. I'm thinking of that parable, you know, with the wheat and the tares, and he said, no, let them both go forth and let the reapers separate them. You know, so it's our only thing that we've been really commanded to do is to come out here and make our bodies a living sacrifice. That's it. We're supposed to be sheep. Okay, he said, destroy, you know what I'm saying? Destroy it all. So like it, bro, you're right, but I'm laughing because I'm thinking of the Apostle Tahari. He said, you ain't got sheep packing nines. You know what I'm saying? Packing nines, talking about get your service pistol or your service 9 and shit. You know, sheep are defenseless creatures, man.
But in Iraq, it talks about, strive for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for you. All right, so what is the truth? What is the truth? This is the scriptures, man. Everything from Genesis to Revelation. And the Lord is going to fight for us on our behalf. Right. All right, I believe it's in First Maccabees, the 3rd chapter. All right, it talks about how Judas Maccabees said, don't worry about how big of a camp they have. We have the Lord on our side. You know, so we understand that, you know, this chariots that's close with the sky, man. That's looking out for us, you know?
Yeah, they caught clouds.
Yeah.
I know, go ahead. I was gonna say, none of our forefathers ever worried about the battle, man. You know what I'm saying? They never, oh man, they got 2 million men, we only got 30, man. You know what I'm saying? They always knew the Lord was on their side. And that's what the Most High is going to his men in this time, man.
Yeah, men that was worried.
I'm talking about the true man. I ain't talking about them. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about the true men of the Lord, man. Because the true men of the Lord is the ones that's going to endure the battle, man. In this time, bro. Their mind is prepared for the battle. They know that everybody going to a battle, and therefore, if you're going to a battle, you know, it's a possibility, like more than you, or this or that. So I'm saying, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we was talking about how the sheep, we're supposed to be sheep. The sheep rely on the shepherd. That's what the sheep do. Like I said, the sheep are the defensive animal. The sheep rely on the shepherd for protection and for guidance. But who's our shepherd? YAHAWASHI. We rely on YAHAWASHI for protection. We rely on YAHAWASHI for guidance. We understand that YAHAWASHI is guiding us. He's guiding the flock, you know?
Right. If I could say, but even in what's that? Isaiah, I believe 3rd chapter. Where it says that he has tried the wine press alone. It's all. Hey, we ain't gonna do nothing ourselves, man. YAHAWASHI and the angels it's gonna be a master, and the Lord is gonna protect us from all the bullshit going around us, man. That's why it says that 10,000 shall fall on thy right side, but it shall not come nigh thee.
And also, it's in Deuteronomy, I believe, that it talks about how 5 or 10 shall put 10,000 right? You know, so it ain't about quantity, it's about quality with the heavenly, right? You know, being fit to make the fact. Right.
This is going back to 2 Corinthians. Kind of start up a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
This 2 Corinthians 10:1. Now I Paul myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of Hamashiach, who in presence am base among you, but being absent and bold toward you, but I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present,
with that confidence with which I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. See, these people see it and they think, you know what I'm saying, we're moving according to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? You know, a brother might have rude speech. Okay, a brother might, you know, deal with his household a certain way or whatever they think it's coming with.
Well, just because we're in the flesh. Just simply because we're in the flesh. They you know, they equate it as if the Lord can't be necessarily dealing with you.
Right,
You know?
exactly, bro. Beautiful point.
But the
bro.
scriptures say that though. First Peter 4:6. They talk about that being judged by men in the flesh, man. According to the Most High. You know, the Lord do deal with men on such a level. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they do. They weird, bro.
Yeah, because
Fucking weirdo. They're gonna make you out of a human suit. Go ahead.
that's right. They think it's entertainment and shit.
Who gives a fuck? Keep prophesying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's it. They wonder at us.
It's all good. It says, for those, I just look at it like, you know what I'm saying? The Lord did that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was a confirmation. You know?
The spirit of nobody else. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They put our cameras in their pastor.
But put it on stage.
Yeah.
This is for those, 2 Corinthians 10:3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
That's right.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, YAHWASHI, to the pulling down of strongholds.
Hey, but that's what he's trying to do. Is he gonna try to paint us out to be a carnal, you know, this would be carnal warfare. You know, which us brothers, we up here on the line. We know that we ain't out here, like the brother said, knocking motherfucking Edomites out. You know,
Well, they put us on the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center. You know, different fractures of the Israelite camps. You know, put us out there trying to paint us as if we're a hit group. You know what I'm saying? So they already been started their demonization. Hell, the brother mentioned Project Megiddo. You know, I don't know if you brought it out already or not, but Project Megiddo.
Oh, man, no, you still got
Yeah. Well, that's a part of the demonization, going back to the early, you know, late 90s and the early 2000s, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been started that, man. All right?
but these other camps, you know, Sakari, IUIC, and all the other camps, they ain't doing nothing but giving this devil leeway to persecute us, man. You know, because once again, we know that these are the men that he gonna use in order to paint a bad picture of what's going on here.
Well,
Did y'all see a HOY that dude Chief Ephraim knocked the one Edomite out because he was just standing there?
I didn't see that. But they have play on shit like that.
Because at first it starts verbal. They're gonna paint it as verbal abuse. Okay, it starts verbally. That's why you can get demonized. Your videos can get taken off because you're speaking verbally, and then it transitions into the physical. That they coming up with the plots. They're saying they would do this. They said this is gonna happen, so they must be plotting. They must be all right. Well, they can say they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're gonna make this.
That's why you got Israel, and then you got Israel on the Most High.
That's right.
You know, they are not on Israel, which are on Israel. Because you got those that are, like the brother did the lesson, hardcore followers, believers of Yahawah, YAHWASHI, and then you got individuals that's out there, you know, for their own gain and their own quarter. You know,
It's like the house of Saul and the house of David. Man. You know, same thing today, man. You know, because you're gonna have men who they might come in the image of the blue ribbon and the fringes, right? You know, but then they only for their own gain, which is tied to Esau's, you know, 501s, whatever. Yeah, man. You know?
And I quoted the scripture, I think the brother quoted it earlier, you know, their outward appearance is that of a sheep, but inwardly they're rather than wolves.
Exactly.
So that's what they're doing, man, trying to devour. Was that it on there?
Yeah.
Still got it.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm talking to say do that project. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. You know, whatever you see good, bro.
You can just hit it up with the video. I don't know if that's what you're Yeah, you can bring out like the first paragraph.
It says, as the millennium approaches, right? So this is back before 2000.
Yeah, 99.
It says, as the millennium approaches, radical fringe members of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement,
Which that doesn't even have to be mentioned. You know, black. You know, we don't even call ourselves black people, but that's this stuff. Right?
right? Because you got members scattered abroad that look like, Hamites, Moabites, You got the brother GMS Island out of Germany. He's like a so-called white man.
Exactly.
And that's a narrative because and that's how you too. They got the people's minds are easily persuaded by Esau. Because I remember talking to somebody, they was like they this is years ago. He automatically categorized me as all these other like them that be out here, you know what I'm saying, taking matters into their own hands. He's like, no, cause y'all, you know what I'm saying? He said y'all, and he said a black people. So I'm like, no, and he's a Jake. So it's like the fact that and he knows that nobody in that teach calls himself that. So that means that he's going off what he hears, and that's all it's going to take for these people to come against it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're for Esau system. Okay, how dare us tell them that their 401k or that they're all this time they worked for, all this time they saved up for. Who is we to tell them that they're not gonna see their grandkids or see their kids grow or see that's putting a damper into their future, man. So-called future they think they have, and that's a problem to the society. So they're gonna come against us because they see us as a threat to their future, man.
Yeah. You know, like they said in the book of Ezra, they're gonna get it, but they back building it, adding rebellious city. And if they do this, they're gonna damage the revenue of the kings, and they no longer gonna pay toll and tribute. You know, so like you said, it's gonna. And then on top of that, so not only is they gonna lose the power status, they also gonna go into captivity, and that's what they fear too. You know?
It says the movement may pose a challenge for the law enforcement. It says, as with the adherents of most apocalyptic philosophies, certain segments of the BHI movement have the potential to engage in violence in the turn of the section.
That's what I said earlier.
It says certain segments of the BHI movement have the potential to engage in violence.
Right. It said it has the potential to engage in violence. That's what they're gonna push. When they was talking about it, that doesn't mean that they're not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? When they said it, that means they must be about it. Or just because they haven't did it yet. You know what I'm saying? So it says a potential. All right. So they use these other camps to be like, okay, because at one point they wasn't having it. They didn't have the sticks at camp at one point. They didn't have a bulletproof vest at one point. Now look at them now. See? Yeah, their name is Sakari, but look at them now. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever. First it started verbally. And now look what it transitioned to. So we have to put a stop to it, right? We have to put a stop to it before it gets to them attacking government buildings or doing this or that. And that's what they're gonna push that, man.
Like I said, it's called predictive programming. They program your mind for the worst case scenarios, man, to get you scared so you can depend on them to save you, man.
I want to say, get this point right here. It says such groups hold that blacks represent God's true chosen people. It says, while condemning whites as incarnate manifestations of evil.
Which they are. You know, because essentially, see, that's a social construct. That's what we go through all the time by Jacqueline Ballard came out with that book. What was the title? The Nation of a White Man, or the Birth of a White Nation, something like that, by Jacqueline Ballard. Virginia, if I'm mistaken. Prior to the 1800s, that title didn't exist, you know?
It's a social construct. Yeah. It was in 1681 in Jamestown, Virginia.
Okay. You know, through the spirit of time, when they start calling themselves white and this, that, and the other, which we understand. You remember Malcolm X, Denzel Washington went into the black, he went into the definition of white. That means wicked and evil, white means morally upright and pure, and we know that they're not. Man. Just looking at their history, but the scripture refers to them as red. Say Esau came out red and hairy all over like a hairy garment. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, he don't fit the criteria.
It says, as God's authentic Jews, BHI adherents believe that mainstream Jews are actually imposters. Such belief.
Yeah, well, we believe it, but that's the facts, man. Because if you have a people that portray themselves to be a certain people according to a certain document, well, okay, we go into the document and we read the document that these people portray themselves to be, and it says something contrary to your status. Therefore, you're not the people. It's just simple. It's just simple subtraction and adding, bro.
Okay. That's why he's very precise with his language and how he words things. That's why I said that we believe instead of we teach. Because if he said we teach that such and such, then people have to say, well, how are they teaching that? Or what are they to teach that? Or they say we believe just like it's popping our mind.
Right.
It's a favorite our
An opinion. You know what I'm saying? An opinion. Okay? No, but these are factual. These are facts, man. The people, the prophecy states, Isaiah 2 and other scriptures, that when the real people are in the land, there will be no war. That's right. There will be none of this shit you see going on here. See?
This is 1 Ezra 5, verse 5 and 72. It says, but the heathen of the land lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea, and holding them straight, hindered their building, and by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. And, the popular persuasions, that's what he saw, the court of public opinion. That's how he caused you to be killed. It says in Revelation 13 and 15, many will not worship the image, should be killed. I mean, he take away your livelihood if you continue to push a false narrative that's contrary to what he wants to be what he thinks. He tell you got freedom of speech and you got freedom of thought, but then he trying to hinder your speech and your thought. This man's a complete utter hypocrite.
Yeah, because if I can add, bro, to your point, because the Constitution wasn't made for you niggas, man. Exactly. It wasn't made for you at all, man. It was made to
you had chains around your neck and on your feet when the Constitution was written. Man.
Right.
So the Constitution did not apply to you. You wasn't in the what do you call it, the Independence Hall with Abraham Lincoln and all the niggas, you wasn't in there signing shit with them, man.
Where were you when that document was brought up? You was out there in the field.
Right. I was gonna say, because the Constitution ain't nothing, but it's nothing but a gauge so they can know where they're at in their agenda, bro.
Just like Deuteronomy 1:1. Moses spoke to all Israel. I forget on this side of Jordan, man. The nations wasn't there. He wasn't there when the Lord gave us the covenant. He wasn't there, man. So how could you be brought into this with salvation? You're not included.
And also under the Constitution, currently, Negroes on the people on the sign are still counted as 2/3, 3/5 of a person, man. That's never been amended, man. So people so heavy fighting the Constitution, heavy fighting for the red, white, and blue, but you still ain't even a whole person, man. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, this is First Maccabees 1 and 51. It says 49. To the end that they might forget the law and change all their ordinances.
Yeah. So that's what their whole goal is, to try to get us to forget the law of YAHAWASHI, and like you said, change their ordinances. That makes me think of Isaiah 24. Get it, Bible Shop. Isaiah 24, like 6, if I'm mistaken. So here, Matthew. You're Matthew right now. 24. They changed the ordinances, broken everlasting covenant. That's why the words in the condition that it's in. But that was Esau's holding on. The first time. Okay, you can bring that back.
This is First Maccabees 1 and 49 says, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. It says, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he shall die. That's what I put.
So like I said, let's start push freedom of speech, freedom of religion. You can have any religion, just don't be a religion of an Israelite. As soon as you're a religion of an Israelite, now it's a problem. Now you got getting all your contracts cut. You know what I'm saying? You're pushing hate speech. So why is it that we can't be Israelites? What is it about us saying we Israelites that's so bad, man?
Right.
Because it's the fucking truth, man.
Exactly. And it's fucking true, and that's what we were talking about. We were in Chicago last week, man. Where how is it that only one person has a biblical history? The so-called the Jewish people, You know, they have where they claim to be the people of the Lord, but everybody else doesn't have a nationality, like a biblical nationality.
But then I do want to chime in and say, you know, that ish means potato to be. Right. You know, we bring it up often. You know, you might got a black shirt on or something like that, and let's say it's a little faded or something. Well, it's black-ish. You know, it's pertaining to be black. You got the characteristics, but it's not quite that. You know? Or the same thing with the JOO-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Childish.
Yeah, childish. Exactly.
Child like
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Lamb, backing off of what Sean was saying, Esau won't give you a breakdown on where Jake came from. He'll tell you that he saw, you know, all the day long, man. But then he gonna, you know, tell you, okay, where Ishmael at? Where, you know what I mean? You know,
like all the nations just done away with, and all these new people on the earth are just new created species from him.
That's what the covenant can.
Right.
Yeah. Talking about the Isaiah 25:7. He put the covenant can on everybody except for him. He wanted to put himself in there. He wanted to exalt himself. He said, I will exalt myself above the stars of the Most High. So he did that. He took our heritage. He stripped us from it. We're in slavery. Then he told all the other nations, don't call yourself a biblical name. Then he gave himself the name of the chosen people, you know. So now it's like he the chosen, nobody else got a biblical identity, and we just the no people, man.
That's right. That's right. And that goes back to that Revelation 12 we just read about how he deceived the whole world. You know, because that's a part of his deception in regards to changing the names, like you said, being a cover cast on all the nations, not just Israel, but all of them. You know, giving them the post-slavery names. It's funny that I was joking earlier with somebody. I was fucking with him like your name Toby. But that's literally how he did, using that movie Roots, you know, beating people into submission, you know. And that was another thing I was going to say, and y'all got it back, was that, you see, this man was able to operate for so long under in darkness. You know what I'm saying? His secrecy, doing a lot of wickedness, but under the covert of darkness, man. You know, keeping people, you know, deceived, but not if his truth is flourishing. And then everybody waking up. But too, these other nations, they waking up to see that this, you know, for who he really is, man. This person for who he really is, man. You know?
They tell you that in Joel 10:21. It says, well, the land of darkness is darkness and so where the light is as darkness.
Right.
The brother was just going, man. Because the scriptures tell you that. They light was portrayed as, their darkness was portrayed as light.
Well, that's Isaiah 5:20.
Revelation 20:8, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. God can make God gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So after that 1,000 years were expired, according to the period of the Dark Ages, you had a time frame called the Renaissance period. And that's when the time when Heavenly Father ordained Esau to go out and to deceive the world. First and foremost, start with the image that he painted of our Lord. The false image that he painted of our Lord. He painted of our image. Iconoclasm. Icon meaning image, and plasm meaning to destroy. So he destroyed all the images of antiquity of our Lord. And he got all that stuff locked up in the Vatican. We call it the Vatican Library of Secret Archives or whatever. You know, he got different artifacts and ancient texts up in there. And he went out to deceive the nations, man.
Right.
You know,
right.
Because Jake was born during the Byzantine Empire. That's right. So about the Dark Ages, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you also had Jake's rule. Jake's rule on the east side of Rome, and then you had Esau rule on the west. You know what I'm saying? So Jake, they act like Jake was never in a position of authority and power, man. Like I just mentioned.
Yeah, like we just came we came from under the rocks, and we came out the cave.
That's all a part of the covering. That's it.
Right.
Because the word covering is like a veil.
Yeah, right.
So, that's why the Lord said that this man had to be revealed. But before the end, he was going to be revealed, which means to pull back the veil.
That's right. That's right.
The veil is being pulled back over the people's eyes, man.
That's right.
Now we seeing you for who the fuck you are. You're not a divine individual. You're not Jesus, man.
Divine.
You're a caveman, man. You're the basis of man, man.
That's why it's so easy. A caveman can do it. Right. You know, he got commercials like that, man. He secretly boasts that who he is. But like, you know what I'm saying?
I was going to quote Isaiah 47. Right. I was going to quote Isaiah 47 and what, 3, you know, about his being uncovered, man. You know, the brother saying about being revealed, man. Yeah, you come to that time, you know, this light is shining, you know, you get revealed, man.
Right, and that also goes into him coming down with great grab, because you know they have a short time. Because who gonna respect this devil if they knew who he was, man? You know,
what man gonna respect the devil if they, you know what I mean, if they sincerely knew that he was, you know, the devil? You know?
The number one lie,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep that lie going there. Either tell the people, right? Because if you don't, then they're gonna be like, well, who are you really? And who am I? And who is they?
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. Real quick, just for edification sake, Isaiah 47, and I just start on the top. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." All right, which you know that's representing America.
Yeah, and, and the reason why they in the dust is just represent confusion.
That's right.
Because they don't got no answers right now. What the hell are they gonna do? Prophecy is being fulfilled. The truth is coming out. If we can't be like hands on them, the Lord gonna live up the standard. But if we keep letting them teach, then they'll let them continue to be sealed.
Exactly.
Their hands is tied.
Exactly. If I can say, don't they say in the world that if you tell a lie, you got to keep telling more lies to try to keep it going? Yeah, you know, exactly. You know, and it's getting to the point to where you can't keep lying. You know.
No, I was gonna say because on the verse that's read, it said, "O virgin daughter of Babylon."
Yeah.
Right. So one reason it said virgin because this place ain't really been touched.
Right.
All right. It ain't been touched on a mass scale.
Yeah.
Two, it said daughter of Babylon.
It's had self-inflicted.
Exactly.
Self-inflicted.
That's a perfect, beautiful, bro.
Like that Tulsa, Oklahoma situation, that the Twin Towers situation, held on, you know, what we believe and you know, self-inflicted. Go ahead.
And the daughter of Babylon, I'm not gonna read it, but I quoted Psalms 137. You know, it talks about Edom, but then it calls her the daughter of Babylon. So, because the brother mentioned this, talking about the red, white, and blue, so that you got to link it up to know what this is talking about. And then it says daughter of Babylon because let you know it's not the ancient Babylonian kingdom, man.
Right.
Okay, it's another Babylon. It's the daughter, one who issue out the same vibration.
Yeah.
You do as the mother did. Okay.
And the confusion.
There you go.
Scripture talk about as the mother, so is the daughter.
That's right.
Right. So it says, "Sit on the ground. There is no throne, no daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Okay.
Because the Chaldeans were the Magi's, all right, during that time. They were like they was in high sorcery, man. Okay, because that's what Esau is. He's a grand wizard. He's grand, high. He's a wizard. He's a high wizard, man.
Warlock.
High warlock.
Yeah.
That's why this chapter goes into that.
Well, if I can say, off topic but on topic, because I keep mentioning, and what's today's date? 29th, in 2 days, they're going to be, you know, celebrating their wickedness. You know, this is one of the times throughout the year, right along with like May 1st or May Day, you know, one of the times out the year that they like to really get involved with that left-hand wickedness, man. You know, because I believe it goes also into the winter solstice, you know, the dark time and, you know, whatnot, there's more I wanted to say, but pretty much, you know, going to that Halloween shit, that Samhain spirit. You know what I'm saying? So,
But this day is supposed to come in, the October 31st, supposed to be like the day of the lowest vibration. So that's what they say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can easily pass from one realm to another.
yeah. You know, if it's the Lord's will, I might give a lesson on it. But it said, verse 2, right? It said, "But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Right, man. You know, this place ain't, in a sense, this place is pursuant to Habakkuk 2:16, receive a shameful glory, man. You know what I'm saying? People ain't looking at this place in a tender and delicate state. The place of opportunity, the land of opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth, man. You know? They look at this place and they think about the history. They think about America and what it's got going. People all the time voice their opinion on social media platforms, like comment section. They like, you know, pretty much their response, Americans' response to everything is to shoot. You know, like the old saying pretty much about a hammer. For all your problems, if you're a hammer, you see all your problems as nails. You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing. These people, they resort to their blessing, which is the sword, and everything that they do. You see what I'm saying?
That's how you know Jake is in that mindset of an Edomite. Because that's what Jake do. They don't fight. They like to shoot you.
Yeah.
They resort to the sword.
Yeah.
That's the whole saying in the word. You shoot first and ask questions later.
Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstones and grind milk, right? Because that's what a ancient job was. You know, at the mill, you know, you get a big great millstone and you can grind things to powder, grind it into a grain, you know, into a small fine form, right? Yeah.
Yahawah said that the two women got
Yep. 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 It says, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Right, so this country is likened to a woman who has a lot of dirty little secrets. You know what I'm saying? Woman that you thought was innocent, you thought she was a virgin, but really she getting caught by all these other nations, by all these other men. And then come a day when you figure it out, you're like, damn, what the fuck? You know, when you find out she slept with Ray Ray, and you know what I'm saying? She topped off with Stevie, and you know what I'm saying? And Rome had his way with it back in '92, you know, so you find out all this country's dirty little secrets.
What's the saying in the world? Everything that good ain't good.
Right. It said for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall come.
That's right. That's right.
That's what's taking place right now, man. You can't escape the history of what you did to us and how you. It wasn't just the violence that you did to us, but in that violence, you stripped us of us,
Yes.
and you proclaimed to beat us.
Exactly.
That's the worst part of it all.
Exactly.
And that's what's being revealed.
He did it to the Job 9:24, to our judges. You know, he crucified the image of our Lord. You know, blaspheming that. So not only to us, but to our Lord. You know, see, when you go into that scripture that talk about how all manner of sin shall be forgiven, but the manner of blasphemy, you know, really that don't fit for 2/3 of Israel. That fit for Esau, Edom. See what I'm saying? Because all Israel will be saved. You know, in a sense, they got a zeal, just not according to knowledge. Esau is the one that fits the criteria of blasphemy. He don't believe in the higher power. The fool that's saying that sorry, there's no God. That's him, man. You know.
Yeah, that's why in Revelation 13 it talks about that it's not supposed to blaspheme against those that in heaven, the tabernacle, those things like that.
It's also a revelation, like you said, blasphemy. Pretty much when the judgment comes, they still gonna be blaspheming. You know. Yeah. They still gonna be blaspheming the name of Yahawah. So I'm gonna keep going. Right? Isaiah 47:3. It says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man."
Yeah, because last time Yahawashi came as a man, he spit on him, man. Completely humiliated experience, man. All right, or tried to at least.
Yep.
All right, so now the Lord coming back, he's coming with as a demon-like power. Force to be reckoned with, man. Okay?
That's right.
So, like, before you get that bubble shot, you slipped up and down?
Yeah, I was gonna jump down and read like 8 to 12 because you mentioned about the Magi's.
Yeah,
Maybe go ahead, bring it up. Yeah, bring it up.
I must be. All right, I'm going to start at 8 though.
Yeah, you can.
All right, so this is the NLT version, man. Okay, this is Isaiah 47 and the NLT. I'm gonna read all the way down. Just breeze through it. It says, "Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure." Because I brought this out in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to fully break it out, but it says, "You say I am the only one and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment. Widowhood and the loss of children. Yes, these calamities will come upon you, despite all your witchcraft and magic. You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said. But your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray, and you said, I am the only one and there is no other. So disaster will overtake you."
So he said, what? You said I'm the only one and no other.
Yep.
Read that in the KJV.
This is Isaiah 47 and KJV. "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee."
Right, man. So that's how he feel. He trusted in his own wisdom. You know, which the scripture said in the Apocrypha that knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Okay? You know, you can have wisdom in a lot of different things. But if it ain't the wisdom of the Most High, you know, he trusted in his own wisdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Got it. Which a lot of them, they resort to science, falsely so-called, as the scriptures say, which simply means just to know. You know, they resort, it's like they want to have concrete evidence and proof and whatnot, man. So if they can't prove it, like the Big Bang Theory and how the earth created, it's just a theory, you know. The scripture go all into it. In the beginning, the earth was void and without form, and it was darkness, and you know, the spirit moved up the waters, and so on and so forth. And this man, you know, he come up with a theory of his own, man, trusting in his own wisdom. Go ahead.
Right, what the scripture say? Knowledge of foolishness. Most High.
Exactly.
It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, they have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Exactly. So he said it in his heart that I am. Where else is that written? It's Exodus 3, right?
Oh, yeah.
In a sense, he's trying to paint himself as the Most High. Okay, like it says in Thessalonians, you know, saying I am and none else besides me. Go ahead. Because who else said that? The Lord, right? In Isaiah 45 in particular, but all throughout, yeah, it's other scriptures too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. NLT, Isaiah 47:11 says, so disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away. See? You're not going to be able to charm it away. Come with your soft-spoken word, your smooth saying, subtlety. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into Genesis 3 and 1, goes to that word serpent, goes to one who practices divination, a sorcerer. One practice witchcraft. You're not going to be able to smooth talk us like you did evil.
Well, then you know what would come to mind? Those different type of videos that be circulating of Elam, I believe it is. They, you know, trying to charm a damn serpent.
Yeah,
trying to charm a serpent, trying to play music and trying to get them to dance and shit.
Yep.
Go ahead. Yeah, like casting a spell, you know.
It says,
that's witchcraft, man.
I said you won't be able to charm it away, so you're not going to be able to use your witchcraft to get out of it. Calamity will fail upon you. It's like calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out. That's right. A catastrophe will strike you suddenly.
Yeah, you can't pay off the Lord.
Right.
The Lord created. The Lord said the gold and the silver is mine. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. It's already here. Lord, I'll give you 200 trillion pounds of gold. Please, give me more time. Stop, man. Lord don't give a fuck.
Right. It says one for which you are not prepared. Now use your magic.
Just to say the Lord don't care. I think it was possible for our Qataris to do how gold comes from the heavens. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of gold in America, but this place gonna turn into a desert, and it's never gonna be inhabited. It's never gonna touch them again. Even all the gold and precious metals that's here, we ain't gonna need it. It's not gonna be a common. Exactly. You got the whole so much wealth in the rest of the earth and in the other planets. Exactly. Different metals that we ain't even discovered. You know what I'm saying?
It says, now use your magical charms. Use the spells you have worked at all these years.
That's what they're doing right now. You control oppositions, do propaganda. This is the last hurrah. This is the last scheme to get the ends of the old in place.
Yeah, that's
why we gotta come down on the Israelites. We gotta move the Israelites out the way, and we gotta push that in technology. That's it. That's how they're gonna bind this thing together. That's they're not gonna be able to do it.
Hey, bro, that's why they slack, bro. That's why they destroyed the Georgia Guidestones. Right. There's no need to be up no more. They about to, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's like last school drive, man.
That's what it's going to talk about standing now without the champion. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to continue to use left-handed witchcraft in order to try to stay afloat, man. But all that's gonna come to naught, though.
I think that's the scripture you just read.
Oh, that's the LT.
I'm in the L.
What you saying now without the champion?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Oh, okay. Kind of.
Yeah. That's the spirit. It's like, I'm just reading through the rest. Like, it says, now use your magical charms. Verse 12, use the spells you have worked at all these years. Maybe they will do you some good. Maybe they can make someone afraid of you. All the advice you received has made you tired. Where are all your astrologers, those stargazers who make predictions each month? Let them stand up and save you from what the future holds.
What the future holds is prophecy. See, time is against you, man. You know, time is not your friend. If you a heathen, man. Yeah. You know, bro, time is our friend.
Yeah, bro, that's the spirit, bro. And you know, I always talk about that movie with Denzel. They do rolling, but in the movie they pushed time is on their side. So that's the spirit, man. And that was a demon talking. You know what I'm saying? But like bro said, time is not on your side, man. That demon that came to me in Walmart, seeing that in my face and shit. It says, but they are like straw burning in fire. They cannot save themselves from the flame.
Right, you burn in the fire. The fire is coming out and being the word, man. Jeremiah said, your Lord told Jeremiah, I will make your words fire and this people wood. It shall devour them, man. This word is completely swallowing up anything you push out That's why apostles through the Spirit of God command us to make so many videos and constantly put up videos because he constantly pushing out deception. And we constantly combating the deception. He's swallowing it up, man. It's getting devoured with the fire, man.
It said they said they're like straw burning the fire. Like straw when it's in a fire, you can't jump out the fire. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to escape, man. You're being consumed by the flames thereof. I mean, before you, man. From the prophets to when the concentrated beings from the chariots come, man, and so forth, man. Your own tongue. It says you will get no help from them at all. Their hurt is no place to sit for warmth. And all your friends, those with whom you've done business since childhood, will go their own ways, turning a deaf ear to your cries.
Right. That's your friends, is your allies, man. Particularly, right, around 17, particularly NATO and the EU, they're gonna turn on you. It say in Obadiah, they that have eaten our bread have laid a snare under you, man, which is a trap, man. You know.
It also said that God brings the spies among the heathen.
Say that again.
No, but it also says that also in Obadiah that God brings the spies. You know what I'm saying, among the heathen. So a lot of these nations that Esau has allied with are going to eventually turn on them. You know what I'm saying, because of the wickedness in the pulling down of of what they have because of what America's doing. You know.
Like I said, they always get the short end of the stick. You know.
Yeah, this is Second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly.
Which inquisition is investigation, man. Okay, the Lord is about to, and he's not about to, he's already started, man. He's investigating those who have hurt unjustly the righteous, man. Okay, because YAHWASHI is our lawyer, man.
That's why YAHWASHI says search the scripture. Because through us searching the scripture, starting with Elder Abba Bivens, the other apostles, that's how we're able to pull out the crimes of this man. We got the history, but it goes deeper than slavery. It goes all the way back to the garden. When we search the scriptures, we figured out that, oh shit, there's a wicked nation on the earth. Oh shit, the wicked, according to the scriptures, the Edomites, which is so-called white men, man. The wicked is according to the Bible. You got it.
It says, but there,
yeah, right. We did it. Yeah, let's bring it out. Let's bring it out. This is you ask a so-called white person what makes you righteous. They can't tell you anything. There's nothing about you righteous, man. What are you gonna say? How can you justify yourself? What makes you righteous? Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
The niggas think that you hold the door open for you, might buy you some cookies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Help you with a car. You know what I'm saying? Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1.
No, 1 and 1. 1 and like 3.
Yeah, it's like. This is Malachi chapter 1. It's Malachi chapter 1 and it's like I don't know. I'm thinking
Take from the top.
Yeah, I got you. It's 1 and 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi.
Yeah. What's that word burden mean?
Prophecy.
Well, also a heavy load.
A heavy load.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, I have loved you, said the Lord, YAHWASHI, yet he said, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and set his mountains, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste with the dragon of the wilderness.
So that's all throughout the scripture, from the Old Testament to the New. The Lord said he loved Jacob and he hated Esau. Man. How the hell you gonna get mad at how the Heavenly Father set up things? Hell, when you go to Romans the 9th chapter, they said before the children did any good or evil, man. This was already ordained, man. And then y'all had a good one. Shit. You know?
Yeah, right. And the reason why people think that the Lord loved the so-called white man and the Lord probably, just like us, because when you go back to the beginning, read the verse again.
This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountain waste and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
That's the Lord is explaining how he hates them. He laid a mountain, the things they possess is unfruitful. Where they from, nothing grows there. To the point where the Lord had to they had to have the spirit to we're gonna be vagabonds and we're gonna go throughout the earth and take everything. Because the Lord didn't bless us with anything. And the Lord blessed Israel with a fruitful land, with the best land, with the best things, but we had those things spoiled because of our disobedience. So if you go back to the beginning, you will see that the Lord really truly loves Israel. Like it says in Psalm 73, truly the Lord our power is good to Israel, but he truly hates Esau because Esau started with nothing. And the shit he got, he had to steal it, man.
And then he made the nations that land, the markers that he took down, the landmarks, when he conquered those lands, he made those natives to that land build up the crops, build up the produce. Because the ground don't use its strength like the brother was quoting in Genesis 4. It's not going to use his strength because he's cursing the earth, man. The sun eats him up.
The same thing that happened to Gadites, man. When Christopher Cologne came over, what did he do? He said, show me how to survive the winter. Show me how to cultivate the land. And then what did he do? He stabbed them and he did the rest himself. Well, as slaves. You know what I'm saying? Taking slaves under him.
Yeah, and that's why he has something called GMOs and so forth, things like that, man. Because he can't. That's why he got to come up with a new world. You know what I'm saying? Because he's cursed from the current world. Right. And when the current world, or the world we currently walk on, I should say, is going to be inhabited by mighty men. Okay, the Lord is going to make the heaven on this playing field, man. He's going to move you out the way, purge the earth, and put us back on top, man. See, that's why you have to come up with a new world. Because you're cursed from this atmosphere, man.
That's why the scripture say that he saw the end of the world and Jacob follow him. It's the end of this age. All right, Jacob, who had the everlasting rule, is the beginning of big man following. Go ahead.
It says Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts.
Yeah. Make you think about what? The Renaissance time. That time of which they came out of, the caves and then, and then they started to see the world. They started to come with the whitewashing of our images. I remember the Russian catacombs had our images. I'm thinking of different just artifacts and, the whole Renaissance, the rebirth, man. Iconoclasm. The Apostle went into, man. Iconoclasm. Yeah.
The replacement of the image of the prophets.
Yeah. Theology and all of that. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, thus said the Lord of hosts, Lord of armies, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
So he ain't sticking around for that part.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the brother was speaking the truth. What the hell? Somebody fit this group. You got what's known as the just and the unjust, man. The heathens, in a sense, they unjust. They don't adhere to the laws that is commandments of the Heavenly Father. Then you got the just and those that do, And so, man, somebody gotta fit this bill, man. All right, it's Esau evil.
Yeah, tell you that. I remember the two scriptures. We've been quoting all day. Not to before, but at the end of it, it says, "Where if not where, who is he?
Who is he?
Who else could it be, man?
Exactly.
Who else fits this? You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned, this bill, man. But it also makes me think of second story.
If it wasn't Esau, definitely he'd be trying to figure out somebody.
Right.
But he don't want to be in the conversation.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but then
See, he gonna get back so far in the corner. Only thing gonna do is go to his score. His blessing. That's it.
That's why I said the devil will come down with great wrath. Right, because that's that corner that he can't get out of.
Hell, they even right. Even the nigga Charlemagne backed that devil into a corner, man. Which one of them? I don't know if it's Lehor Cohen or whoever. He backed one of them damn devils up into the corner. Like, why do you make them put out music like this then, and make them sign contracts to put out this type? And the nigga said, "Oh, I got a family to feed too," So it's not he ain't a morally upright person, man.
Talk about the sinner against the godly and the godly against the sinner.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
Because I said that the Spirit said
the
heathen don't think upon thy commandments, they flow in wealth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And the last verse said, but Israel found that Israel had kept by name and kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. They don't. The Most High's not in all their thoughts, man. They care less about what we talking about, man. About righteousness, about living life for eternity. Even though they try to change the same things, that's fucking mad. That's madness, bro. Then in Malachi 4, 1 and 4, it says they're the border of wickedness.
Yeah.
The start and the end of all wickedness, man.
Yeah.
All right, or to that degree, to the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever, man. Righteous anger, man. All right.
In the book of Exodus about Amalek, I ain't gonna have war with them from generation to generation until they cut off as a nation. Because like y'all quoted, Saul was supposed to do it. It didn't happen. It was off the prophecy saying, well, the time is coming where I'm going to do it. Yeah, bring that up.
It's Ecclesiastes.
Whatever else I've got.
Ecclesiastes 33 and verse 14. It says, good is set against evil, and life against death.
Yep.
So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
Yeah, man. You got that duality, of righteousness and wickedness in the earth. That's that going back to we were just talking about that spiritual warfare. In high places and whatnot. You got that tug of war, so to speak, on your spirit about following after wickedness, which seemed enticing to sin, as we was going into last night, and following after righteousness, man. They both tugging at your spirit of which one you gonna follow, man. Exactly.
Everybody ain't good, man. Everybody can't just love everybody. And, be all this.
Right. Exactly.
People are ungodly.
Exactly.
We try to be godly.
Exactly.
And that's what it's coming down to. That's what the YAHWASHI outside is doing. He's going to make everybody choose the God that they serve, man. Whether you be for him or whether you be for Satan, man. The spiritual demon, Satan, his counterpart, his vessel on this earth, man. Esau got to do it too. He need to know who actually serves him or not. That's why he has the time to take it out.
That's what it is. That's what it's going to boil down to. What's that scripture say? His name whom you serve? Joshua, let's bring that up. Is it 24, 15? Yeah, bring that out. Because I was thinking Judges 10, 13, but that ain't it. It's Joshua. Yeah, bring it out.
This is Joshua 24 and verse 15. It says,
Go ahead.
It says, if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord.
Right. Why should it seem evil unto you? See, that's the problem with our fucking people, bro. Why the fuck is it evil to serve the Lord, man? Hell, everything that the Lord put us through is because of our own, iniquities and sin, disobedience and sins, man. Everything the Lord got set up for you, the dietary laws for your benefit. I got a aunt right now that's going through cancer, some rare form of cancer. Whole time she living her life as a moe and eating all kind of abominable shit. You got the laws and the commandments set up for your benefit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, for your good.
And the reason why I say evil is because the fear toward the Lord was talked about a precept of men.
Yeah, that's right.
And the falsehood that the Lord dies and I can do whatever.
Yeah.
If I try to keep the commandments, that means I'm evil.
See what I'm saying?
What type of
It's backwards.
these commandments was given so that you can live forever.
That's right.
So how the hell, man?
Because I was gonna quote the scripture that say that you may have long life. I know that you're gonna prolong your days, but that's in the scripture type that prolong your days and have long life, for you and your children.
It talks about that the scripture make your ways prosperous.
Right.
Old prayers.
Right.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can find the scripture.
things are written for time are written for our learning.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That we can mention these scriptures might have hope. What's written in the scriptures, bro? Order. You know what I'm saying? My brother mentioned dietary laws, structure. You know what I'm saying? Moral, like what to wear, how to conduct yourself. Man, that keeps. That's why everybody's so fucking fat and obese. All right, I bugged out of their mind, man. Homes, man, everybody look crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Smoked out, man, cracked out, all type of shit, bro.
Real quick, before you finish that, can I get this real quick? Deuteronomy 5 and 33. It says, "You shall walk in all the ways which the Lord your power has commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess." So that's plain and simple. By walking in the ways of the Lord, you're going to prolong your days. Anybody in their right mind don't want to die. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck? I'd say Esau, maybe. Anything about death and shit. But anybody that's in their right mind, they ain't pursuing you know, but by their actions, they follow it up together.
Book of Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
That's always the city, man. See the kingdom, don't have to deal with this ever. You can't get no rest like that. Even where Esau lived in the suburbs, it's constant construction. Just knowing from working and doing it, I'm like, how the fuck can they really get rest even though they got a life? They constantly, fucking shit up, man. Go ahead, man.
Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Plain and simple, that's to the point. You know, such as keep it shall live, such as leave it shall die. You know, it's real simple, man. You gotta make it all complicated. You know, you follow after righteousness, you're gonna live. You choose to deviate from it, you're gonna die. Man, shit, you can't get no simpler than that, man. You know?
So some of them keep the law as
Frontlets.
keep my commandments to live. The
Okay,
law is
right.
of my eye.
Okay.
Life. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, these commandments are life, man. The word is life. YAHWASHI is life.
This real quick. Deuteronomy 4:5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who have the most high, YAHWASHI, so nigh unto them as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?"
Yeah.
Because
I was in agreement with what you were bringing up. You know, it's pretty much the heathen. They gonna see that light shining on us too, and see how we're a wise and understanding people. You know,
Process of time, he saw the scripture saying in James 7, he shall think the same time long. He demonized the law of the Bible. That's why people don't look at it as righteous, right, to kill a man. That's why people don't look at it as righteous to not, steal, not sit with another man and work, like, you know what I'm saying? Esau demonized certain laws in the scriptures for where the scripture is completely discredited in the minds of the people. As if the Lord didn't know what he was talking about. They say, "Oh, that was back then. That was the Stone Age. That's how that was barbaric."
yeah, if they're not still living in the times, man. If they're just back in the day, like shit, no, we still living and doing we're still living.
another quote that, like you just said, the Bible is still playing out. You know, from the Old Testament to the New. You know what I'm saying? From the Old Testament to the New, you still got prophecies playing out. In Deuteronomy, Genesis, you know, that you can name, you know, and more. Isaiah, we got all constantly going up because these things they still, from the Old Testament to today, the Old Testament done away with that back then. No, man, no, these scriptures are still very much alive and true to this day. That's why the brother just brought it out. This is the book of the commandment that endures forever. You know, get real quick, get Joshua, finish that. 2nd Ezra 9:37.
Joshua 24:15, it says, "If it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, YAHWASHI, choose you this day whom you will serve.
Yep.
Whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, on whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord."
Yeah, and for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, man. You see, and that's the difference. That's the difference between some of us and some of our peers, man. We're choosing to serve YAHWASHI while niggas in the world is choosing to serve Esau, man. Okay, because the Lord said we can't serve two gods, man, two masters, man. You know, He said you choose him or to choose none, man.
Serve one and serve the other.
That's it, man. You can't serve both, man. You can't have your cake and eat it too, man. You know? It's like
You
Yeah,
would-
So this, yeah, like the brother was saying, you know, you got to choose this day who you're gonna serve. Because I was gonna say, the Lord got a sense of humor. He said he's gonna serve the guys on the other side of the flood. You know, he's making a joke like, yeah, man, I destroyed them. You know, I did that.
Right.
You know, and then look where they at. You want to serve them, you know, or you want to serve me, man? It's simple. Go ahead, huh?
2nd Ezra 9:37.
Real to the point.
Notwithstanding, the law perisheth not,
There it is.
but remaineth in his force.
Yup. Just like Romans 3:31 say about reestablish the law. Yeah, I was trying to think of the couple words that it said before that. You know, do we then make void of the law? God forbid. Right. Or nay, we establish it, man. So this is the book of the law that endures forever, man. You know, you can't say, oh, that was back then, that don't count now. That was in those times. Because a lot of our people feel that way. Nah, man. This Bible is still playing out very true to this very day. Hey, nothing has failed thus far, man. You know? Heavenly Father, he what? He like 100 and old. Infinity and old, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Romans 6:14. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace.
Yeah.
What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. That's the Christians. People in Christianity, they made an excuse as to why they can sin because they're under grace. But under the law, if you actually made it to heaven. Romans 6, I read 15 again. It says, what then? What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law but under grace? That's the question. The answer is God forbid. You didn't know, man. So just because you're under grace don't mean that you go out and you sin, man. You try your best to keep the commandments. The Lord said it. To tell you in Revelation 22, Luke 4:1, it's hundreds of scriptures, dozens of scriptures that teach you to keep the commandments to the best of your ability, because that is leading to life.
Say, hey, the two of these people bugged out, man. These people say it's not relevant, but they still got a mic on their house. So why you read it if it's not relevant to your situation or how you gonna be able to get through a situation? Bro, that's bugged out.
You might as well just get up, you touch the own Bible.
You guys will not have a Bible at all. That's the point. Don't make it like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that means it's still so relevant. That means it's still living. You know what I'm saying?
Esau keep getting ready to take all that reference so to happen to, KJB, the NIV, all those, man.
So that's why I had First Maccabees, because I'm gonna read the part where he had burned the butcher. Man. You know what I'm saying? He tried to, now, you know what I'm saying, realize that these people we cleaving back to the truth, man. So you gotta try to, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, the scripture says, rock, cleaving to the Lord, depart not away, that thou mayest be increased as thy last end. Ultimate increasement is the kingdom of heaven, and it's obtaining new spiritual bodies, that like the brother Bahad says, retirement plan of our Lord, that's the ultimate retirement plan. But since that's talking about like touch toward the end,
This is Romans chapter 3, 29, 27. It says, where is boasting then? It is excluded by what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith.
Right. Because this ain't about works. Oh man. What did the damn Pharisee say? He with the Sadducee, he said, I fast off, I do fast times in the week, I give tithes, I do this, I do that. But what did he say about the publican? I believe that smote his chest. He said he didn't even so much lift up his eyes towards heaven. He said, Lord, forgive me, broken paraphrase, I'm a sinner. Just paraphrase, y'all should know the account. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what I'm saying? And he said this man went away pretty much more honorable than them. So it's not about works. Boasting, you boast in anything, you glory in the fact that you know the Lord. Right. You got this truth. Be thankful for that. But he said, where's boasting? Right?
Because it's a difference between lip service and prophesying.
What it's going into, I see it says, where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. Therefore, we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. Right, so this is the third chapter. That's why when you get to the 6th chapter, the Apostle Paul has to further explain that, look, I'm not telling you that just because you justify your faith, you don't have to, you have to keep the law. You know what I'm saying? Because your faith, I'm reading here in James 2 and 17. James 2 and 18. It says, yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So that's how you show your faith, is through, you keeping the law to the best of your ability.
Right.
And that's what, because it's a complicated balance. You know what I'm saying? But the Apostle Paul had to explain to these Israelites back then that were in Rome.
There you go.
Well, it's an action, though, man. Our people see, that's what people don't realize, though. You know what I'm saying? Love is an action word. All right, with the blood of Most High, there's no
minutes into the channel, I think you said that Jiggle. He was talking about that's what it's Jiggle.
Yeah,
prove it by your action. And that's what that tiny technology and different things is about to come in the future. It's about to prove the worship of the sky.
And now you see why the Lord gave the earth into the hand of the wicked, to prove who the righteous are. He gave the earth into the hand of the wicked, so that the wicked can set up the earth to where you're going to have to be wicked in order to prosper, in order to even have a basic livelihood. So now it's going to force the righteous to buckle down on the Lord and be righteous. And everybody that's not really for the Lord, they're going to follow the way of the world.
What's that? Romans 11:4?
Right.
He got 7,000 men reserved. Right. You got the brother spoken about but also to show us both sides of the spectrum. Ultimately, to know, like this, see, I'm thinking of something more how to go up to this place, kind of off topic, but on topic. But I'm also thinking about how we had to learn wickedness and to appreciate righteousness. Also, so we can be better judges. Lord put us through this stuff. Yeah. So y'all thinking of precepts? I'm drawing a blank right now.
That's what I'm saying. This second was for it. Just gonna say what it says. And so he says, then as he said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the Lord hates the pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things where thou askest, I will tell thee, for the evil sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. That therefore that which is sown will not turn upside down.
Like I said, beside my eye, throw you off of it. I'm just sitting back thinking, because you said this world is full of evil, like unrighteousness and infirmities. When you think about it, everybody in a sense got either thorn in their side, or they got something, they battle something with infirmity. Not just us, people in the world too. Can you imagine a world in the kingdom of heaven where ain't nobody gonna be sick? You know what I'm saying? Like we're never gonna be sick, we're never gonna, like live on righteousness ever again, bro. All because we adhere to the commandments, I was just throwing that out there, it's a side note. You got it.
Like you take economy, right? And like brothers who practice just like some type of form of training. Man, when you listen to every detail that your coach gives you, man, you win, man. Why you think it's a reason about food is 50 years old? You know what I'm saying? He didn't just come off his own. He learned. He listened to everything that was taught to him, and he applied it, man. So and that's what's going on. We're gonna be able to live eternally, Lord willing, and be that first fruit, Lord willing, because we listen to every single detail, all the instructions that the Lord, our coach, gave us, man. So that when it's time to perform, you can perform, and we be what? We can be 50 years old. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then can it not come that is sown good?
the kingdom. Right. You know, that's what song was good, man. The kingdom of heaven that dwell with righteousness. You know? That new kingdom, that new city, so to speak. All right, this place is full of wickedness, and the Lord about to make a fucking example out of it.
It says, "For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning,
Yeah.
and how much ungodliness have been brought up until this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of person comes." But that's the point, man. You know, it's sown in Adam from the beginning for a purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? So that the good can come. And mainly, really, I was thinking about Ezekiel. Was it Ezekiel? Brother, you know, was it Ezekiel 36? Was it 35, 36? I think it's 36. The Lord said, "I don't do all these things for your name, but for your sake, I do all these things for my name's sake." That's why all these things happen. He's doing it to prove him. I mean, to prove to the people who he is, man. His power, his might. That's why it said in Romans 9, the reason why he rose Pharaoh up, okay? To break him down, to show his might, his power, man.
Talk about that the Lord has placed his name in Zion. You know, this is that's a proof, you know what I'm saying? So the Lord's name is in Zion. So what he do, he raises his people up to show his power, man.
Right, he put his low.
Yep.
So he can, you know, bring us up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like, damn, they came out of that condition.
Yeah,
I mean, that, bruh, they came out of that. Shit, look at Esau. That nigga was lowest of the lowest. And he put this nigga up over us, man. He said, take the basis of it. And he put up on over. You know what I'm saying?
5 minutes, y'all. I got a precept for you. This is Ezekiel 36 and 22. Start at 21. I was looking for another place. So this is on the brother quoted. Ezekiel 36 and 21. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither you went.
Yeah, that's our salvation. The Lord ain't saving us because we did something good. The Lord don't save us because we talk about how we profane His name.
Yeah.
So He's like, man, you really messed up for real. I ain't saving you because, you know, anything that we have done, that's what it says in Romans 2. It's not a works of righteousness which we have done. 3 and 3. You know what I'm saying? But by His grace, we are saved. Right. You know what I'm saying? By grace, we are saved. And so the Lord will save us for His holy name's sake, man. Because I tell you that, so like if, who was that? It was Joshua. One of the men of the Lord, he said, Lord, all his Moses. He said, don't destroy them because if you destroy them, the nation's gonna say you brought us out of Egypt. You destroy us. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, he placed salvation in Zion for His name's sake, man. Not because Zion is perfect in the flesh.
I was gonna say that because that was a promise to Abraham. You know, and it's going to talk about a number that the Lord is a man that He should not lie. You know, so He made that promise to Abraham. That's right, He made that promise to Abraham, and He's going to fulfill that promise. And that's why the scripture talk about that our righteousness are as filthy rags. So it's not about our works, like the brother was talking about. It's about the promise that He gave to Abraham that He would save his seed.
Yeah. He said, God 3 and 6, I change not the sons of Jacob and not consume them. Because why he attached his name, he attached his image to us, man. You see, that's why he got to bring us up in the way things he did. Because if he didn't do what he did, he would be a liar, man. We know that's not the case, man.
So like it's kind of on topic, man. It's a solid precept, but I don't think it's fitting. I'll bring it out anyway. This is Ezekiel 39 and 23. It says that the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, all right, because we trespassed and went off against the Lord. It says, because they trespassed against me, therefore hid I my face from them and gave them to the hand of their enemies, so fell they all by the sword. So yeah, man, very soon, which even now this is been revealed that the heathens don't know. That's why we went into captivity. You know, they feel like, oh, well, you know, we wanted this, where, you know, underdog, this, that, and the other. But no, we really wanted to get because of our people playing our sin. You know, like it says in the 4th chapter, brother, you know, we provoke the Lord to anger, worship idols, you know, leaving up with the laws and the commandments and so on and so forth.
You know, it was already written in the contract.
Yeah.
We try to get up the Lord to be very high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was already established what would happen to us.
Yeah.
You know, it's already on the day for us to go up. Because you can't keep a perfect law and why the Lord gonna give us a new perfect body to keep a perfect law. We're gonna be immortal.
Is that Romans 8:20? They talk about it. How the Heavenly Father had subject humanity in that 8:20. You know,
Romans 7:8, verse 20. Yeah. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
I'm about to say that's why in Jude it talks about these our bodies are chains of darkness. Which got
No. That was it. I'm saying let's be for the precept. Last precept. So, but I had the brother bring it out. Yeah, I had the brother bring it out because he was going into how, you know, pretty much we didn't want to go off, you know, but the Heavenly Father had to subject us in hope, you know. He said again, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same hope, because that's what the Lord wanted us to do, to have faith. Like the brother said, you can't keep the law perfectly in an imperfect world and imperfect body. That's why we need the kingdom. But we still rehearse the righteous acts. That's it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get the last precept and wrap up, God. One more.
Second Ezra chapter 7 and verse 9, it says, if this city now was given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance?
That's what's time to play, man. The city is going to keep rapping. The man is taking this one. We got church, man. And we had to go through this one to get to where we go. Lord willing, we all make it, man. So with that, we're going to pray on the Lord.
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
Bible ball.